Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So now we're gonna take on the legendary side quest for this month that came out today. And here's a look at the rewards that we're gonna be getting today. And we're gonna be finishing off Heartaches by the number, chapter 1, the first quest. And we're going to be bringing in the same champions that we used in the epic event that we just posted the video for. So if you haven't looked at the epic event, take a look at that. We're going to be using the same champions to see what the difference is going to be like and how much more. This is the first look, by the way, at this event. Hela is a lot more powerful here in this event. 52,000 health pool there. So we are probably going to do the same path that we did in the epic event. We're going to go up to the left and we're going to take on the hood. It seems to be hard-headed, the same exact nodes. If the attacker attempts to stun the defender, the stun is reflected back onto the attacker for 2.5 seconds. And this ability has a 7-second cooldown. So again, the key to this quest and completing it is bring in champions, and any champion would do really. I would say skilled champions for most of the parts, and I would say as cosmic champion for the final fight, or or in this case it's Hela, so maybe a mystic champion against Hela. But Nick Fury is a fantastic choice to bring in. And again, do remember, you want to intercept most of the attacks. You do not want to hold, well, you want to hold block, that's fine, but do not parry or stun the opponent because it's going to be reflected back on you. And if you look to the top right corner under the hood, you're going to see a timer going there. That timer goes green now. That means anything anytime you stun the hood, he is going to reflect the stun right onto you and you're going to take some damage. So just like epic, I'm thinking Nick Fury is going to be the MVP on this on these lanes because he can clear most of this content here. Again, we just hold block, so he hits into your block, and now he's going green on the timer. So you do not want to stun him because it is going to be reflected onto you. Again, we just let him die off with the bleed. These legendary to epic, I would say legendary is almost 2 to 3 times more difficult. But it's very, very, very doable. You don't have to have any specific bleed immune champions or anything for this. You just pay attention to that stun. We're going to bring in Captain Marvel because I thought she was very useful against that light fight, that last video with Psycho Man, just to build up her charges. But this is not Psycho Man, this is Hela, so we're just going to bring in Nick Fury for the bleeds. Again, as you can see, that reflective. Again, you want to just basically back of your mind parry with Nick Fury and use heavies, and that's what I did, and that's why I got stun reflected onto me. So that's something to get used to. I'm still not used to it. I'm still parrying, going in for the parry or trying to hold block before, but it's just that when you're so good at parrying, it's all that you do. So we want to hold block before, or you want to dexterity and intercept the champion in order to not get that stun onto yourself. So we dex and we want to intercept. The timer is off, so we could parry now once that timer is off on the top right, and we could do our damage with our heavy, and the duck is in the bin. That's it for the duck, and we're going to go on to the next fight. Remember, it's only 6 fights to complete this side quest, so it's pretty simple. I want to see which one is going to be the most annoying fight. We're going to mix it up here, and instead of Nick Fury, who does that damage over time, we're just going to bring in Black Widow and see if she's any better on this gameplay. I know I like holding block a lot with her and using her heavies. I'm gonna want to do that quite a lot anyway with her, and there you go. I tried to go in for that heavy and I got clipped for it, paid the price. I tried the heavy again, paid the price. Stun reflected on that because I tried to hold that block, but it ended up being a parry. The nice thing about her, you could regen all of your health if you time that correctly. She's in bleed immune mode right now, and with SP2, what it does, the SP2, once you're in bleed immune mode and you fire off the SP2, you regen health, and the health is going back up to 60 or 79%, which is pretty cool. Again, she does the damage. She's a fantastic champion, but no matter how good some of these champions are and how much you rank them up, the game seems to be putting you in situations where the champions are very, well, I want to say close to useless. We're going to fire for SP3, so if we do take hit damage and were to die, we would regain some health. So when she's close to death, you want to fire off a SP3, and that should help you prevent you from dying, which is, I've been trying to show on a couple of videos before and I was never able to pull it off. It seems to be automatically happening here, 1%, and now she is regenerating health. Back up to about 25%. I'm holding block, but again, I don't know why she is taking stun damage. I was holding block, he hit 2 times into my block, and still I got that stun reflecting. So there must be a glitch on that. I definitely held the block way before he hit into me, so it was not a parry. Parry never showed up on the screen, and she still took the damage. So be careful and look out for that. Nick Fury seems again to be the MVP damage maker in this gameplay. I'm trying to just back off. We can parry right now because the timer is in our favor. And that's it. Took my eye off the prize there. Okay, next gameplay, we're gonna bring in Doom for some fun. Again, I don't understand it. I was not parrying. I held block well before this Heimdall hit into me, and the game just reflected the stun. So I don't know if that's happening to you guys as well, but it definitely is happening to me in a couple of these fights so far. It did not happen to me in epic mode, but it is happening in this legendary. So it might be better just to not do the block at all, just dex and intercept the attacks. Okay, let's have some fun with Guillotine 2099, see if it's any different. She's not the best champion for this fight. Well, she's pretty good, but let's see how she does. I should have used Nick Fury, but he's out, so I just want to use up all these champions, and if we have to do revives, we'll use it. We just practicing the gameplay. This is the first run and the first viewing of any of these events today. I'm sure when we do it a second and third time to complete the different parts on the quest, it's gonna be, we know what we're gonna be looking for and who to bring into the fight. And let's see. She's gonna fire that SP3. Now I only took her into the gameplay because she's bleeding poison immune, and I was thinking that we might run into some of those nodes, but that's not the case in this fight. So you don't need to bring her into this fight at all. A second skill champion might have been a better choice at this point, and definitely not against the Hella fight. And here we go. Let's take her down to 15%. We'll see the regen on her. It's pretty cool. I enjoy taking the beating and then regenerating up to almost 50% health. Here we go. So this is a Guillotine rank 2, 6-star, unawakened. She does a ton of damage. But the health pool on this She-Hulk is up there. And she doesn't seem to be taking a lot of damage anyway. So I'm thinking maybe get out of this fight and get to a different champion to test against She-Hulk. But let's see if we could regen under that 15%. There you go. Under 15%, we're gonna back off and look at that, man. 55% health. Still, I don't think we have a lot of time to take her down with this. It's gonna take a while. Let's just take her out and see if we could switch out champions on this. But here we go. She does have a nice regen. She has that SP1 that just power drains the opponent. She finishes a fight with 3 bars of power and uses that SP3 to finish off the opponent. She starts with a 99 hit combo, which gives her ultimate damage over 100 hits. So I believe it's a 100 hit combo when she finishes a fight with an SP3. But yeah, it's taken very long to do damage to this Hulk. So she's not gonna regen now. So let's just pull out of this fight. Let's see how much damage we could actually get. She's getting her down to 16%. But that reflective stun is gonna do it. Come on out. There you go. She's out. That reflective stun did it. So, not a very good choice. Guillotine 2099 for the gameplay. Let's just finish off She-Hulk with the man himself, Dr. Doom. We backed off and we intercepted again. I don't know why we blocked there. I was backing off and we got clipped. I don't think I went in for the parry, and again there might be a little bit of a glitch. That reflective stun seems to not be working all of the time, or it's working too well, because I'm pretty sure I was backing up and that reflective stun hit me. Okay, same stuff going on here with Moon Knight. Again, this guy is a bit annoying to fight. We're gonna bring in Captain Marvel. Again, he's on cooldown, so we could parry now. We're gonna fire the SP and build those charges. Here we go. Okay, she's in binary mode. Stun is being reflected like crazy. We're gonna fire that SP2 that's unblockable. See if you could do some damage to this guy. Bring him down a bit. And she's out of the fight. And that could be all my mistakes right there. So let's bring in Dr. Doom again. Again, I backed off. And I still got that stun. Reflective stun. So that did not make sense. I was backing off. So maybe if you're backing off, you're still getting clipped with this as a... I don't know why it's not a parry. And I wasn't trying to stun Moon Knight, so... That's funny. But a heavy should be a stun. with Dr. Doom. And if you do use a heavy to stun Moon Knight, that should be reflected back to you. But I was not applying a heavy, I was just backing off, trying to dex, and got clipped. Let's fire that SP2, which is unblockable. Incinerate him and do some damage. We're gonna intercept the attacks. And just hold that block, intercept again. We're just gonna hold the block, so we're not gonna be parrying. There you go. And again, reflective stun. I just don't get it. The timer was off. He was not supposed to be reflective stun, and I still got reflective stun. So that is definitely, in my opinion, a glitch they need to look into. And let's go into the final two fights, and we'll call that the end of this video when we finish off Hela. And we against Captain America. We have class disadvantage. Again, reflective stun. I guess it went into parry, although I tried to hold block before. We stunned him there with a heavy, but it wasn't reflected onto me. And the timer was green, so that is, I should have been stunned, but and I wasn't, so this is hard to figure out at this point. We're gonna fire that SP2, load that incinerate to do some damage. We're going to intercept. We're gonna back off, again intercept. Fire the SP1. I was sure I'm holding block well before that hit came into me, and still got that reflective damage. Fire that SP2. Let's bring him down as much as possible. We're probably gonna have to use some revives in this fight just to get through the gameplay, but we have a ton of revives, so that's not a problem. And again, this is just to test it, so we know who to bring in to the gameplay that will be most effective. So again, with these parts having a lot of, I would say, science champions and skill champions, I would think a skill champion would be ideal for the gameplay. Maybe somebody like an Omega Red or someone like that. But again, Omega Red, I like using most of these champions. We love using, in fact, I like using parry and then heavies and going into the attack. And this is actually taking you out of your normal mindset for gameplay. So let's use one of our revives and bring in Nick Fury to finish off Captain America, and hopefully gets the job done. So I'm backing off, and I got clipped. that wasn't me. That was my mistake. That was a stupid move. Let's revive him again, and hopefully we get it right this time. That was just terrible on my part. So let's see. We're just going to use some health. We're going to use it for the next fight anyway. And I shouldn't really be using it because he's gonna lose health anyway. So that wasn't smart. But I want to make sure I finish off this guy. And he's done. So final fight, Hela. Let's see how terrible Hela is to fight, or how easy she is to fight. It should be easy peasy with her. And the annoying part is she's indestructible when she gets knocked down or about to be knocked out. She has bleed vulnerability. While the defender is bleeding, the attacker's attack rating is increased by 200% when landing an attack, and that's what we want to do. So I would think again that the MVP for this fight is going to definitely be Nick Fury or Gwenpool, someone like that. And Gwenpool, I'm not sure, because that's reflective stun. she stuns quite a lot. So Gwenpool might not be the ideal champion for this gameplay. You want a bleed champion for sure, but not a stun champion. So Nick Fury, I'm thinking for power drain and stuff like that as well. You could use someone with the power drain ability. And who does that? Hawkeye does that. So you could probably use Hawkeye for the bleed and power drain. He is an underrated champion as well. And it's lights out with Hela because of that reflective. I totally forgot that she has that reflective buff on her. And I'm thinking about the indestructible and not paying attention to the reflective buff. But Nick Fury should be able to get the job done eventually. We have a revive on him. And here you go, nice intercept into her. And we ended up with a medium to just back her off a bit. And we're holding the block and it seems to be working fine with her. Now she has that reflective stun up. There you go. We want to intercept if she comes in. There you go. Oh, I forgot as well that she has 100% power drain on any of her SPs. So pay attention to that as well. I'm going to try to back off again. Let that bleed take hold of her. And we just try to finish her off right now for the SP1. And that annoying indestructible is there. We're going to try to bleed her to death and get it done. Alright guys. Hope you got some tips. Hope you know who to use, who not to use, and what not to do based on what I did and got wrecked. So hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Hit the like button, subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. Don't forget to work less, play more, and enjoy life. Catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.